Have you ever worried about bills piling up that you may not even legally owe? For many seniors living on fixed incomes, the pressure of monthly statements can feel overwhelming, and it is easy to believe that every bill that arrives must be paid without question. But here is the surprising truth. Some of those bills are not your responsibility at all. Lawyers who work with seniors every day often remind their clients that certain debts by law do not have to be paid, no matter how urgent the letters or phone calls may sound. In this video, we are going to explore 6 bills that struggling seniors should never pay because the law does not require them to do so. Some of these may be bills you have received before, and others may be ones you did not even know you could refuse. Each one reveals how the system actually protects seniors more than most realize, helping you stretch your hard-earned dollars and live with greater peace of mind. Stay tuned until the end because not only will you learn which bills you can legally ignore, but you will also gain the confidence to stand tall. The next time someone tries to pressure you into paying something you do not owe, and if you have not yet subscribed, I encourage you to do so now and turn on the bell so you never miss valuable insights that can protect your wallet and your dignity. Now, let's get started. Number 1, medical bills already covered by Medicare or insurance. One of the most common bills that seniors mistakenly pay is for medical services that have already been covered by Medicare or supplemental insurance. Hospitals, clinics, and billing companies sometimes send duplicate statements, confusing letters, or even accidental charges that make it look like you still owe money. In reality, once Medicare or your insurer has paid its portion, you're not responsible for paying again. Yet countless seniors hand over money simply because they fear collection calls or believe the paperwork must be correct physically. This mistake drains resources that should be used for medication, healthy food, or other essentials that keep your body strong. Every dollar wasted on an unnecessary bill is a dollar that could have supported your health in more meaningful ways. That is why understanding your rights with Medicare is not just about finances. It is directly tied to your well-being and long-term independence. Psychologically, paying bills you do not can create a cycle of fear and shame. Many older adults already feel anxious about navigating medical paperwork, and when confusing statements arrive, they may panic and pay without question. Recognizing that you are legally protected against double billing restores peace of mind. Instead of reacting in fear, you can calmly verify with Medicare or your insurance company. And more often than not, you will find that the bill was already settled. Take the story of Walter, a 72-year-old veteran who received a hospital bill for thousands of dollars after surgery. He nearly drained his savings to pay it until his daughter encouraged him to call Medicare first. To his relief, the representative confirmed that the bill had been fully paid months earlier. Walter tore up the statement and realized he had almost been tricked into paying what he did not owe. That single phone call saved him from losing his financial security. This first sign shows that knowledge is power. By double-checking with Medicare or your insurance before paying any medical bill, you protect your money, your confidence, and your ability to live without the shadow of unnecessary debt hanging over you. Number 2, old debts that are past the statute of limitations. Another bill that many seniors unknowingly pay is for debts that are too old to be legally collected. Every state has what is called a statute of limitations, which sets a time limit on how long a company or collector can legally sue you for payment. Once that time has passed, the debt may still exist on paper, but you are no longer obligated by law to pay it. Unfortunately, many collection agencies continue to chase seniors for these expired debts, hoping fear or confusion will make them hand over money they no longer owe. Physically paying outdated debt steals resources that should be used for your daily care and comfort. With fixed retirement income, each unnecessary payment can mean cutting back on groceries, skipping medication, or neglecting the small pleasures that keep life meaningful. Protecting your finances is also protecting your body, since stress and deprivation take a toll on your health as much as any unpaid bill. Psychologically, being harassed for old debts can be exhausting. Many seniors feel guilty when pressured by collectors, believing that paying is the only way to find peace. But the truth is that knowledge itself provides peace. When you realize that the law stands on your side, you can answer those phone calls with calm assurance. Instead of shame, you feel strength knowing you cannot be forced into paying what is no longer owed. Take the case of Harold, a 69-year-old who kept receiving letters about a credit card he had closed more than 15 years earlier. For years, he mailed in small checks, afraid that ignoring the bills would ruin his reputation. Then a neighbor told him about the statute of limitations. Harold called a legal aid service who confirmed that the debt was far beyond the enforceable limit. He stopped paying and the calls eventually ended. For the first time in years, Harold felt free from the grip of fear. This second sign is a powerful reminder that time itself can protect you. If a collector is chasing you for something from long ago, take the time to learn your state's laws before paying a single cent. You may discover that the debt is legally uncollectible, and in that case, your money belongs with you, not in the pocket of a collector. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, debts owed only by a deceased spouse or family member. A third type of bill that many seniors mistakenly believe they must pay is a debt that belongs solely to a spouse or relative who has passed away. Credit card companies, medical providers, and even collection agencies often send intimidating letters to the surviving spouse or children, hoping they will feel obligated to settle what remains. But the law is clear. If your name is not on the account, you are not responsible for paying those debts. The estate of the deceased may be, but surviving family members are not personally liable. Physically using your own limited income to cover someone else's debt can put real strain on your life. Seniors already face rising costs for housing, prescriptions, and daily living, draining your resources to cover a bill you do not legally owe only reduces your ability to care for your own health and comfort. Protecting your money in this situation is not selfish. It is a form of self-preservation. Psychologically, these bills prey on grief. When someone loses a loved one, emotions run high and judgment can feel clouded. Companies know this and often take advantage of vulnerable families, using guilt to pressure them into paying. Recognizing that the law protects you from this burden lifts a heavy weight from your heart. Instead of feeling trapped between love and fear, you can honor your loved one's memory by living your life with stability and peace. Consider the story of Carol, a 76-year-old widow who began receiving credit card bills addressed to her late husband. She assumed she had to pay them and struggled each month to scrape together the minimum payments. When her son finally looked into it, he discovered that Carol was not liable at all. She stopped sending money immediately, and the harassing phone calls eventually ended. For Carol, this revelation brought not only financial relief, but also emotional healing. This third sign is a reminder that love does not mean assuming debts that were never yours. If your spouse or family member has passed and you're not a co-signer on their account, those bills are not your responsibility. You have every right to set them aside and keep your hard-earned money where it belongs with you. Number 4, unauthorized charges and billing errors. Another bill that seniors should never pay is one that includes unauthorized charges or simple mistakes. Credit card statements, utility bills, and even hospital invoices often contain errors, double charges, items you never bought, or services you never used. Seniors, in particular, are targeted with unauthorized fees because companies assume they will not notice or will be too intimidated to challenge them. But the law is firmly on your side. If you dispute the charge, you do not have to pay until the issue is resolved. And in many cases, the bill is wiped away completely. Physically paying these errors drains your money little by little, often without you realizing it. A few dollars here, $20 there. It may not seem like much, but over months and years, it adds up to hundreds or even thousands of dollars lost. That is money that should be supporting your meals, your medications, and your independence, not slipping away into the cracks of someone else's bookkeeping. Psychologically, finding an error and correcting it gives you back control. Many older adults feel powerless against big companies, assuming their word cannot stand up to corporate systems. But when you challenge a mistake and win, you prove to yourself that your voice still matters. That confidence changes the way you handle not only bills, but many aspects of your daily life. It is a reminder that vigilance and courage protect both your wallet and your dignity. Take the example of Leonard, an 81-year-old who noticed a $95 charge on his card for a subscription he never signed up for. At first, he was tempted to pay it quietly, fearing a long argument. Encouraged by his daughter, he called the company to dispute the charge. Within 2 weeks, the amount was refunded and the recurring charge was canceled. Leonard realized that he had almost surrendered money he never owed, and that one act of standing up saved him from months of hidden losses. This fourth sign reminds us that mistakes and unauthorized charges are more common than most people think. You are under no legal obligation to pay them, and by carefully reviewing your statements and speaking up, you protect your finances and your peace of mind. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, debts discharged through bankruptcy. A fifth type of bill that many seniors mistakenly continue to pay is a debt that has already been discharged in bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is designed to give people a fresh start, wiping away certain obligations that can no longer be legally collected. Yet, many creditors, and especially third-party collectors, continue to send statements even after those debts are erased. Seniors often believe these notices mean the balance is still owed, and out of fear or confusion, they pay money they do not have to. Physically paying discharged debts undermines the very relief that bankruptcy was meant to provide. Instead of using your income for food, housing, or health care, you end up pouring it back into bills that no longer have any legal standing. Protecting yourself in this case is about preserving your resources for the necessities that allow you to age with strength and security. Psychologically, bankruptcy already carries a heavy emotional weight. Many older adults feel shame for having filed, even though it is a legal tool created to protect people from financial ruin. When collectors try to guilt you into paying discharged debts, it reopens old wounds and feeds unnecessary fear. Standing firm and reminding yourself that those debts are gone restores confidence. It allows you to truly embrace the second chance that bankruptcy was meant to give. Take the case of Thomas, a 70-year-old who had filed bankruptcy years earlier after unexpected medical costs. Despite the discharge, he kept receiving bills from a credit card company. For nearly a year, he sent them small payments because he was afraid of being taken to court. When his niece finally reviewed the papers, she showed him that the debt had been fully discharged. Thomas stopped paying immediately and felt as though a heavy chain had been lifted. For the first time in years, he truly experienced the relief he had earned. This fifth sign reminds us that once a debt is legally erased, it is gone for good. No collector can force you to pay, and you are under no obligation to reopen wounds that the law has already closed. Your focus should remain on the present and future, not debts that belong to the past. Number 6, debts belonging to adult children. The final kind of bill that seniors often pay, even when they do not have to, is debt that actually belongs to their adult children. Credit card companies, student loan servicers, and even landlords sometimes pressure parents into believing they are responsible for covering what their children cannot. But unless you personally co-sign on the account, you are not legally liable for paying those bills. Your child's debt is theirs alone, not yours. Physically, covering your children's debts puts your own stability at risk. Many seniors sacrifice medication, groceries, or even their homes to keep up with obligations that never belonged to them in the first place. Protecting your health and independence means recognizing that your limited income is meant to sustain you, not to prop up companies who are trying to guilt you into paying for someone else. Psychologically, this is perhaps the hardest boundary to set. Parents naturally want to help their children, and companies take advantage of that love. They send letters that sound urgent, hoping you will pay rather than see your child struggle. But love does not mean surrendering your security. True care for your children means showing them responsibility, not draining yourself into poverty. When you remember that the law does not require your payment, you release the guilt and reclaim the peace of knowing your duty is to yourself first. Think of Irene, an 80-year-old who received calls about her son's unpaid credit card. Out of fear, she mailed checks every month, slowly depleting her savings. Eventually, a legal aid volunteer explained that because Irene had never signed the account, she was not liable at all. She stopped paying, and though her son had to face his own responsibility, Irene preserved her retirement funds. It was a painful lesson, but one that ultimately freed her from years of unnecessary sacrifice. The sixth sign reveals the importance of setting firm boundaries. Your income is for your care, your home, and your health. You do not legally owe your adult children's debts, and by protecting yourself, you ensure that your later years are lived with dignity, strength, and financial peace. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Final thoughts. As we bring this video to a close, think about the 6 types of bills we have uncovered together. How many of these have shown up in your own life? And how many did you quietly pay without realizing you did not have to? Was it a medical bill already covered by insurance? A debt from years ago that had expired? Or maybe a statement tied only to a deceased loved one? Each of these examples reveals one simple truth. Not every bill that arrives in your mailbox is truly yours to pay. The real power here lies in knowledge. When you know your rights, you no longer live in fear of envelopes stamped urgent or phone calls from collectors. Instead, you can open your mail with confidence, knowing you have the wisdom to separate what is real from what is not. This shift in perspective frees you from unnecessary stress and allows you to use your money where it truly belongs, on your health, your comfort, and the moments that bring you joy. Remember, the law provides protections to ensure seniors are not taken advantage of. By standing firm, asking questions, and refusing to pay what you do not legally owe, you reclaim both your financial security and your peace of mind. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.